Welcome to Tech Turks. Today I have Favourite, co-founder of Blue Bic, as in the biro, an IT platform that provides services to schools, nursery, primary and secondary. And Favourite is here to tell us more about it. So Favourite, welcome to Tech Turks.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And before we start, so why Blue Bic?
Yeah, so we just wanted something that will resonate with teachers and be easy for them to remember. And Blue Bic was an alliteration. It sounded catchy and easy to remember, so we went with that.
Well, it's true, because most barriers were blue then. So what's the story? What were you doing and why did you start Blue Bic? What drove you to that?
Yeah, so before Blue Bic, I've been into tech for a while. I've tried out different tech businesses. We started it in 2010 when I was in my third year, and then after I graduated, I did that for a while, for some months, and then I stopped. I started freelancing. In between then I have worked with a few firms, and I think while I was freelancing, I was getting contacts from schools to help them build their platform. So I did for a school one time. I helped them contract for the Indian software Fedena, and they were having several issues. It kept giving them issues that each time they tried to change, the company would ask them to pay more for those customization, and their product was not really built for African schools. So I built something and we kept on selling it until at a point I just felt like the problem was big enough that I could focus on it alone. So we decided to focus on that, and we raised some funding to pursue it.
How successful have you been in terms of how many schools are on your platform? What kind of services do you provide them?
We've been moderately successful. We have about 105 schools or thereabout on our platform. We basically provide them a way to manage their record, the full records teachers collect on a day-to-day, from assessment scores and attendance and also fees. And then I think for most schools, the biggest hit is where it helps them process report cards, because some schools take as much as 2 weeks after exams to collect all those data they've been collecting from assessment score and turn them into report sheets. So our product does that in seconds. As soon as they are done imputing the records, they can easily generate and send report cards to parents. So I think for most schools, that's the value that it provides them. But I think for us, our ultimate goal is to collect all of this data from different schools and try to see what we can do with it.
When providing this service for school, what do the schools need to invest in? So I assume that they cannot be manual, the teachers. So if you have a school with 10 classes, what does that mean in terms of the physical resource infrastructure that is required?
Yeah, so mostly we've built our product to be mobile friendly. So for the schools, it is mostly a business of I think they might need 1 or 2 laptops, and then the teachers need phones. As for internet connectivities, most teachers have data on their phones. Some schools also have Wi-Fi within the school premises, so that teachers who don't have can also update data.
So Blue Bic, how long has Blue Bic been going for?
Yeah, so I think I built the first version of Blue Bic in 2016. That was when we got the first school, and I've been running Blue Bic full time since last year.
So it's a 2.5, 3-year-old company.
Yeah.
How are you creating awareness? How are you getting? I mean, like you have like over 100 schools, which is quite impressive in a 2-year period. How have you done that? Because I mean, like, it's difficult for people to change. So are these schools that are just starting, or are these schools that are old schools that are changing? Because I can imagine
most schools have actually tried going digital at some point, and and then it will fail. So most of our schools, we are using some kind of platform, and then maybe had to move to Excel. But I would say some of them have never tried it before. So and how we typically create awareness is we visit schools. So we started in Benin. In Benin alone, we visited over 200 schools physically. But these days we've been doing more digital marketing. We still visit schools, but we try to get some kind of signal from the school before going there to visit. So we have online ads and all of that.
So how much is it, like your typical service for if I was going to start a school today and I wanted to use your services?
Yeah, so we charge a flat fee of 500 per student, right? But depending on the school size, we may cut custom deals for some bigger schools.
So 105 schools, about over 100 schools. How many students are you collecting data on?
Basically, all of them. They all use Blue Bic at least to calculate report cards.
Of course. So in terms of numbers, what's the impact that you're making? I mean, like if you're 105
schools. Yeah. So
how many students?
I think I would say the average school has about 170 students.
So that's quite a lot of data, significant data that you're collecting on them.
Not all of our schools use it to process fees yet, because that is quite for them they have a lot of issues with going full for fees. We have some using it to process fees.
What's the end goal for you? I think you alluded to it earlier in the conversation.
Yeah,
when you're collecting data so that
for us is we want to build some kind of analytics platform for schools so that parents, government and NGOs can get access to accurate aggregated data on like what number of students are dropping out because they cannot pay fees, or ratio of females to males, and even things like how individual teachers perform in schools.
Now, do you think that it's a situation or a time where we need physical infrastructure and that we would have to change that curriculum? Because when you look at how the world is going now and the curriculum that we have today, do you think that there's an alignment, and do you think that we have the capacity to continue teaching the way we were teaching in the past?
I think we would definitely have to make changes to the curriculum, but that would have to be a gradual process. First of all, I think I personally think what is most important right now is to first look into teacher welfare, because most of them are not getting properly paid. So it is very difficult to getting smart people competing for teaching jobs.
My final question: so a year's time from now, where is Blue Bic going from here beyond the analytics?
Our aim for now is to just get into 1,000 schools first, and then we start making plans for the other stages. For now, we are still focused on providing each school service and then ensuring that it is going well for that. After we get to 1,000 schools, we can now start making plans for the other phases of the business.
Favourite, thank you very much for coming on Tech Turks.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have continue the conversation after.